I packed myself into a gift box to confess to my crush. It was my 99th confession. This time he finally said yes. But just as we were about to kiss, I suddenly fainted. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself in a luxurious villa, and my crush was downstairs holding a crying little girl. He glared at me and called me a lunatic, then ran off with the girl, ignoring my shouts. I was completely confused. I had no idea what was happening. While I stood there stunned, a housekeeper came walking up the stairs. When she called me Madame, I was startled by the title. I wandered to the dining room in a daze, pinched my face. The sharp pain told me this wasn't a dream. I didn't know why I woke up married, or why I was living in such a fancy house. But then something clicked in my mind. I thought maybe I had time traveled like in a novel. I even called out for a system like a crazy person. Nothing happened. The housekeeper thought I was mentally ill. She made up an excuse and fled. Right then, a message alert came from my phone. I opened it. It was a voice message full of insults. I quickly cursed back, but was shocked to see the chat history. It was all messages I had sent, every one of them confessing love. What really stunned me was that the messages were sent in 2025, a full 6 years after the 2019 I remembered. Desperate for answers, I called my best friend, but as soon as she heard my name, she hung up on me. I couldn't believe it. I called her 99 more times. Finally, she agreed to meet me. But even then, she looked furious and refused to speak kindly. Though I found time travel 6 years into the future hard to believe, to gain her trust, I told her the whole truth. She thought I was talking nonsense and turned to leave. I begged her to stay. She finally softened. She couldn't bear to see me this lost and decided to tell me everything I had done in these years. Through her story, I finally learned why everyone hated me. It turned out I married my crush right after graduation. We had a lovely daughter, but somehow, I fell madly in love with another man, someone far worse than my husband in every way. Yet, I acted like I was cursed. I confessed to that man 99 times. I returned to the villa with a heavy heart, wondering how I could betray my husband and daughter, and fall out with my best friend. Just then, my husband came home carrying our injured daughter. I saw how cute she was, and instinctively tried to hug her, but my husband guarded her like a wild animal. Even when her foot slipped out from under the blanket, I tried to cover it gently. He thought I meant harm, and dragged me to the living room, warning me never to go near our daughter again. Only then did I realize how deeply I had hurt them both, but I couldn't tell him I came from the past. I'd think I was making excuses, so I could only swear I would change. But he didn't believe me. He pulled out divorce papers and said he wanted out. I panicked, begged him not to leave. My sudden change startled him. Deep down, he still loved me. He decided to give me one last chance. Then he tossed the papers and walked away. I collapsed to the ground in exhaustion. I desperately wanted to know what had happened over the past 6 years, why I had fallen for someone else, why I had hurt my daughter. I swore I would win my husband back and earn my daughter's trust again, but the damage I'd done to her was too deep. She looked at me like I was a monster. She wouldn't let me come near, not even to grab her favorite doll. She dragged her injured leg and ran in fear. It broke my heart, so I picked up the first aid kit and carefully walked into her room.